ビビったかい？私はあんたに期待してるんだよ。あんたは私以外にどんな女の子が好きなのかね？その子たちに変身してみせようか。
Hey everyone, this is Nitro. In this video, I'm going to clear the 5th and final challenge battle of the Overlord collaboration event, Final Battle Villainous Will. This 5th battle is called Sea of Nazarick. 30 Trinity Crystals, 60 challenge points, and 3 Trinity vouchers are the reward. Let's jump in and get started. So let's talk about the way this battle works. Ainz, without cheesing this battle, it's a nightmare, because Ainz has this effect. After taking action, he will grant one random friendly unit 2 Divine Bestowment buffs. The Divine Bestowments each increase damage dealt by 5%, they can be stacked, and for each Divine Bestowment effect on the battlefield, increases all your stats, excluding hit points, by 5%. And this stat buff can't be dispelled. And finally, when Ainz is below 30% hit points, applies 3 Divine Bestowments each turn. When friendly units dies, he immediately gains 5 Divine Bestowments. What's worse about these Divine Bestowments is that Ainz, when more than 4 Divine Bestowment effects are active on the battlefield, after taking action, he will cast Prohibition, which deals 0.3 times magic AoE damage to all enemies on the battlefield and renders them unable to use active skills for 2 turns. So once there's enough of these Divine Bestowment buffs, he's launching out AoEs like crazy. Right? And none of these characters can have passives disabled. Right? So you can't disable either of these passives. Ainz is also very annoying in the sense that before entering the battle, he will strike the enemy first and also have a 50% chance to reduce the enemy's range by 1. So 1 ranged characters get put into 0 range and can't do damage. The only way you can guarantee doing damage to Ainz, in other words, is if you have characters that have, let's say, 2 range and are attacking at 1 range. So, for example, a great character that can do that is, let's say, Sage of the Trees. Right? Sage of the Trees is unaffected by melee penalty, so even when he's attacking at 2 range, even if he attacks at 1 range, he'll do full damage. That's an example. Other characters who can do that include, let's say, Deedlit with her attack skills, Elwin Aura and Windcutter Dagger. It includes, let's say, Zerda with Extreme Magic Bow. It includes characters like Yulia with Discipline. And it also includes characters with 3 range attacking at 2 range. So let's say Allah's Bowl Illustrial, Liana using her 3C skill that has 3 range, getting reduced to 2. So on and so forth. Yeah, basically he's an absolute nightmare. So my strategy is based on basically cheesing this by assassinating Ainz right from the start. I'll go over that afterwards, but first let's talk about Albedo and Shalltear next. If Ainz is killed, the battle becomes much easier, because then Albedo and Shalltear won't also trigger their AoEs. They also have a similar AoE effect as Ainz. Albedo has Umbral Slash, where when you have more than 5 Divine Bestowment effects, after taking action, you cast Umbral Slash. Attacks all enemies on the battlefield, deals 0.3 times physical damage, and inflicts 2 stacks of Abyssal Fire. After taking action, you take fixed damage equals to 1 times Albedo's attack. Can be stacked and it lasts 3 turns. Okay. As for Shalltear, her passive is when she has 6 of these Divine Bestowments, her Sanguine Dance will attack all enemies on the battlefield, dealing 0.3 times AoE damage, and inflicts Blood Curse, which can't be dispelled. Whenever you receive healing, take 80% of healing amount as damage instead, lasts 1 turn. So it's like Listel's Curse of Wounding, but with even more damage taken. Okay. Last thing to mention about Albedo and Shalltear is Albedo, when she's attacked, so when she's forced into battle by someone else, she gains 1 Divine Bestowment effect. And Shalltear, when she initiates battle, she gains 1 Divine Bestowment effect. Okay? So my kill order is Ainz first, Shalltear second, and then Albedo last. And it would be, get rid of Ainz right away. Shalltear, you can keep attacking because she doesn't get Divine Bestowments. And then Albedo, you don't want to keep attacking. Instead, you want to tank hits from her, because that way she won't get enough divine bestowments. The other thing about Albedo is, or the other thing about divine bestowments is they can be dispelled. So cleanse skill is very, very useful there. Okay, so now let's go over my party. The Ainz assassination followed up by killing the other two, which actually still takes time. Okay. My assassination party consists of the following characters. There will be Sage of the Trees bringing faction buff, cleanse, and Indomitable. Indomitable is honestly optional because he's not expected to die. Ledin with Light Reflect, Righteous Duel, and Vindication. Righteous Duel is the key skill for him. Yusuke is here with Spirit Gun, Dark Tinker, and Psychic Eruption. He gets buffed by Sage of the Trees as it is. And the Sage of the Trees buff also increases range damage by 12%, so that further increases Yusuke's damage. Tiaris is here with Heal, Miracle, and Attack Blessing, maximizing Yusuke's damage. Liana is here with Act Again, Heal, and Summon Sky Archer. Okay. The Summon Sky Archer can be sacrificed to buff up Yusuke into his anger state, so that he has extra range and so on. Okay. And finally, there is Feraquea, who is also key to this, bringing Demon Within, because Demon Within directly deals damage to the enemy, and it also changes the enemy's class. Okay, it swaps your Feraquea's class to the enemy hero's class. So what that means is, in other words, Feraquea in her mage class, in her demon class, will turn Ainz into a demon, I think. Okay. And since Ainz is in the demon class, Yusuke, as holy class, will do a lot more damage. With all that mentioned, I think we're ready to begin this fight. So let's just get started here. And here we go. So, to start, what I'm going to do is shift characters over towards the left to where Ainz is. And I'm going to have Ledin activate his faction buff. Yusuke shift over and Psychic Eruption. Let's have Hobo faction buff up here. Feraquea is going to shift over. I'm going to have Tiaris move over as well. And Tiaris can attack Blessing Yusuke. And finally, Liana is going to just move up and drop her Summon Sky Archer, like so. And I'll just end turn now. So, Albedo uses a line attack to hit them. Shalltear shifts forward. So now what I'm going to do is assassinate Ainz. And there's going to be some luck elements involved, for sure. I'm going to have to Righteous Duel Ainz to me. Ledin has a Vampire Mask, and it's going to be luck based whether I do damage just now. Vampire Mask didn't kick in to debuff Ainz's defense, unfortunately. So be it. I'm going to have Sage of the Trees do a melee cleanse attack. And there we go. He had a Charon, and the Charon kicked in, applying plus 15% damage taken on Ainz. Feraquea also has a Charon as a side note, and I'm going to have her charge forward and use Demon Within, which will convert Ainz into Demon class. So there's 2 more chances to trigger Charon here, in case Hobo didn't. And I'm just going to have Feraquea end their turn here like this. So now that I didn't get the defense reduction, but I did get the Charon debuff, and so I'm now going to have Tiaris cast Miracle. And that's to buff up Yusuke, so that Yusuke does maximum damage. So he now has Miracle as well as Attack Blessing. And he is going to begin with a Dark Tincture strike on Ainz. Doing 1.3, or doing a ridiculous amount of damage. So it was like, he's down to 124k. If I want to be very careful, why don't I suicide this guy Archer, triggering an anger buff on Yusuke for additional damage as well. And now I'm going to act again, Yusuke, and have him do a second strike with his other skill. Take down Ainz. And there we go. And at this point, there's just two characters to kill, Albedo and Shalltear. And what I can do is I can probably separate them by having Feraquea move north for now, and then moving my party south. So I'm just gonna slow it down a little. There's no need to rush and finish this fight after all. And this looks good. So now Albedo moves up, Shalltear moves down. And now the debuff that was applied onto me, when attacked by Shalltear you cannot be guarded, and it can't be dispelled. But that's fine, because as long as I place Liana in a place where she can't get hit, it won't affect things. So Shalltear's effect is that each time you initiate battle, you obtain one Divine Bestowment effect. And when she has 6 of them, she'll do an AoE strike constantly. But, you know, it's not a huge deal. I'm going to just keep maneuvering back, because I want Yusuke to be ready for fighting. And I don't really want to let Shalltear get that buff to fight against me with. So, just gonna be patient before I wipe her out. In the meantime, might as well start shifting my Feraquea southwards. Because of that. Alright. So let's continue to move her south. Let's have Yusuke is almost ready to fight again, because he's almost activated Psychic Eruption. So that's literally what I'm waiting for right now. I'm just gonna continue to maneuver backwards with my characters in the meantime. Let's have Liana heal herself. Right. Let's have Hobo reactivate the faction buff. And then Tiaris is going to heal up Feraquea. Alrighty. Alright, so I'm just about ready to engage with Shalltear very, very soon. But for now, I guess I'll move back and reactivate Psychic Eruption on Yusuke. Also moving back, Sake of the Trees. Why don't I have Liana shift back and drop her summon up here in range of Albedo. And I'm just going to place it here. Tiaris is going to attack Blessing, of course. But let's just shift Ledin back. Then Tiaris. Attack blessing.
試してみるかい
And I'm just wondering if I should maneuver, but no. Let's just move Feraquea down like that. So Albedo kills the Sky Archer, triggering Psychic Eruption on Yusuke.
試してみるかい
Alright, so why don't I start with Feraquea? Tossing up maneuver. And then tossing out
そうだね
Demon Within.
遊んでほしいなら遊んでやるよ
準備はできている
Which just changes, keeps her as Lancer class. Whatever.
よし
Next,
勝
let's
負を
just
つけ
have
る時
Ledin
が来た
Righteous
な
Duel in. Managed to stack 2 debuffs, damage taken increase and defense reduction decrease.
明日のために
Next is to probably miracle up, really. And actually, let's just shift down here and miracle, because the characters in the north already have healing light. Yusuke doesn't though.
明日のために
So let's have Yusuke run up. Dark Tinker Strike. Shalltear is getting hammered. Cleanse Strike. And I guess the question is, who do I use the act again on? Right? Because Yusuke's sustain is not the greatest, all things considered. Maybe I'll just act again. Hobo instead. And have Hobo continue to weaken Shalltear. Right, go to Damnation launched. Far away. 2 characters can't heal right now. That's okay.
試してみるかい
Going to have Feraquea range attack for now. For the debuff effect, really? Primarily. Let's have Liana heal.
よし行くぜ行くぜ
And Ledin continues to fight Shalltear.
準備はできている
Yusuke will attack, like so.
準備は
Tiaris is going to self-heal, I guess, and talent heal. Healing light everyone here. Perfect.
準備はできている
I think I'm just gonna have Stage of the Trees range attack as well. So now, Ledin tanks the hits from Shalltear. Heal reversal. Wow, that did a lot to him actually. That's okay. He can just reactivate faction buff instead of attacking.
正面突破明 明日のために
ご命令を。
Liana is going to shift down.
これが私の信じる心です。
明日
Now, Shalltear, every turn at the start has the barrier effect, so I have to take that
試し
into
てみる
consideration.
かい？
And I think the way to go about this
試
is
して
to
みるか
have
い？
Feraquea break it.
準備はできている。
そうだ。
And then
準備はできている。
俺が相手だ。
Yusuke will launch out one more range attack.
明日のために
もう私の番？
Let's have Tiaris just heal up.
明日
And
のために
Hobo faction buff.
この先には進ませない。
Once Shalltear is dead, Albedo should be easy.
明日の
試してみる
I
かい？
think I better maneuver Albedo away from the fight. And then act again to get out of range.
準備はできている。
Now,
行くぜ。
よし行くぜ。
Yusuke is in trouble again.
行くぜ。
So I'm just gonna continue to retreat, I think.
よし。
よし行くぜ。
Because he's not doing much right now. So move back.
準備はできている。よし。
Ledin moves back.
明日のために
そうだ。
準備はで
Even
き
if
て
I
いる。
attack, it just won't do much damage due to the barrier. But I might as well strip whatever buffs are on
はい。
her right now, making her near death.
もう私の番？ご命令を。
Let's just act again, Yusuke,
思考。そして
refreshing him.
俺が相手だ。
Next turn, he can re-trigger his buffs. So it looks good, on the whole.
準備に時間がかかる。
Boom.
申し訳ありません。
Line strike. The Ledin tanks that hit just fine. Barrier back up.
明日のために
ご命令を。
Let's start by dropping a summon again.
これが私の信じる心です。
And the summon will be a sacrificial one once more.
準備はでき
試してみるかい？
よし。
試してみるかい？
よし行くぜ。
行くぜ。
Ledin's guard is down.
準備は
Everyone's
できている。
skills are basically down this turn. So, what the heck? Let's have Feraquea strike.
準備はできている。
Let's have Sage of the Tree strike. Let's
Yes.
have
俺が相手だ。
行くぜ。
Ledin shift up like this.
よし行くぜ。
Could actually have Yusuke strike
俺
with
が
that
相手だ。
Tinker, for example, without activating
Yes,
Psychic
exact.
Eruption. I don't think it's worth it though. Let's just Psychic
うだう
Eruption
だうだう
first,
だうだ。
and then attack blessing him
まだ終わらないよ。
like so. Albedo kills off the Sky Archer again, triggering anger on Yusuke.
やりですね。
準備
And
は
now
試してみるかい？
let's range attack her once. Trigger and act again for a second strike.
準備はできてい
And
る
actually, I think
よ
Shalltear's
し
dead.
行くぜ
よし
I'm going to righteous duel her for
正
though
面突破
with Ledin to get that up and running. Perfect.
準
ご命令を。もう私の番？
So now,
準備はできている
what is this
Jumbi
debuff,
or
by the way?
Dixie?
When attacked by Shalltear, you can't be guarded. The Shalltear's already dead, so who cares?
はい。
Liana, will AoE heal.
もう私の番？
Let's have Tiaris. Miracle up everyone here.
できた。
And now I'm going to have
俺が相手
Yusuke
だ
begin with a Dark Tincture Strike on Albedo. And now it's just mopping her up. While making sure to dispel the buffs on her with Langis's cleanse. Or, yeah, with
準備は
Hobo's
でき
cleanse.
ている
So,
俺が相手
明日のために行くぜ明日のために
let's start with faction buff.
この先には進ませない
There we go.
行く
Got
ぜ
that debuff.
よし行くぜ
Might as well have Yusuke range attacks now.
行くぜ
Ledin
勝負を
moves
つ
up.
ける時が来たな
ご命令を。
試してみるかい？
Feraquea. I mean, Demon Within won't really do anything. But what the heck?
死んでみるかい？
ご命令を。
Turn her into Lancer class, I guess. I can act against someone to attack some more.
もう私の番？はい。
Which is probably going to be Sage of the Trees.
これが私の信じる心です。
明日のために
To cleanse attack and dispel stuff. with
明
Divine
日のため
Bestowments.
に
She uses Road to Damnation on Langrisser, and only if she has 5 stacks of Divine Bestowment will she start AoEing. So it's fine. And actually, the other thing is just double checking. I don't really want her to get 5 stacks, so
準
playing
備
it
はで
safe
きている
is perfectly acceptable. So let's just have Landius wait,
はい。
or Hobo
行く
waits.
ぜ
I'm gonna just
ご命
have
令を。
everyone just hold on, basically.
俺が相手だ
Only character I might consider attacking with is Yusuke for high damage, but even then that is very optional,
俺が相手だ
especially since my skills are down right now. But what the heck, let's have him attack.
そうだ。聞いてきた。
Alright, so we wait. So, Albedo attacks me, taking 300k damage,
明日のた
building
めに
up more stacks of the Divine Bestowment.
明日のた
So
め
I'm
に
going to wait again.
はい。
俺が相手だ。
ご命令を。人、思考、そして。そうだ。
And I think she's going to use the line attack again, isn't she? Oh no, it's down right now. So we wait. With everyone. Ledin wakes back up. Does another counterattack against Albedo. She is very close to death now, as we can see. Running out of time. But
ご命令を。
行くぜ。
let's see.
準
End turn.
備はできた。
よし行くぜ。
End turn.
準
Let's have Liana.
準備はできている。
ご命令を。
準備はできている。
If Hobo. Faction buffs here.
この先には進ませない。
ご命令を。
Liana acts again. Ledin.
人、思考、そして。そうだ。
試してみるかい？
Tiaris.
そうだ。
Maybe just shift south for now.
よし。
I'll just have Ledin. Righteous duel.
勝負をつける時が来たな。
She has 4 stacks now. But I'll be able to kill her next turn for sure. So this works for me. And we're done. So she'll launch out Road to Damnation on my Ledin. It's turn 17. But I can definitely kill her this
俺
turn.
が相
そうだ。
よし。
So, for example,
勝負をつける時が来たな。
Ledin will faction buff.
準備はできている。
Even if I just have Ledin counterattack, he'll do enough damage to kill
明日
Albedo.
のために。
But I might as well have Sage of the Trees dispel some of those buffs on Albedo.
ご命令を。ご命令を。
よし行くぜ。
ご命令を。
This Liana will heal
こ
up.
れが私の信じる心です。
俺が相手だ。
And I can, you know what, I'm not even going to Sector Eruption. I'm just going to launch out these strikes with Yusuke. Finish it right now.
できた。
Attack Blessing Yusuke.
よし行くぜ。
And Yusuke with Dark Tinker kills off Albedo. There we go. 30 Trinity Crystals, 60 Challenge Points, 3 Trinity Vouchers. Battle complete. Thanks for watching, everyone. Nitro out.